United facing a real fight for Gakpo. It's been reported that Ten Hag could miss out on the striker, with Real Madrid also interested. Gakpo scored 3 goals in the Winter's World Cup and has also been monitored by Newcastle United. Neil, Newcastle, what a story this is, Newcastle.
Hey,
people are talking about top 4. I'm like, no chance.
Hey, listen, who tipped him, son, earlier on pre-season?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Me and I'm Dan Burns' private secretary now.
Oh, by the way, no, listen, I was hoping he was going to go to Celtic, Dan Burns, but I didn't realise he's a Geordie lad.
Yeah, I know. I just think they've done it the right way. They haven't gone stupid with money, have they? I hope they don't spoil it now, because they've been ever so sensible with what they've bought, and they've got that team spirit. I mean, Almiron, dearie me, he's been a revelation, hasn't he? So I just look at him and I think, don't go silly, Eddie, in January. Just try and improve your squad a little bit for injuries.
What's he like, Neil? Eddie? Seems a lovely guy.
Steady Eddie. I mean, when he went to Burnley, he jumped into that and he realised straight away that management, you've got to be happy. He wasn't happy personally, I don't think, up there, and it showed in the way he managed. Whereas I think here he's got a bit of freedom now, and he knows he's got support. And when you've got 50,000 people like they've got up there, I mean, they absolutely love the club, don't they? Do you know, Ray? Just a quick one about Newcastle fans. When I was a teenager, I played for Chesterfield, and we were in the Central League then. And we were Chesterfield. We're in the same league as Newcastle and some of these other top teams.
No.
The reserve. And we went to up to Newcastle one day, and one of my first, I must have been 18 then, something like that. And about 10 minutes before we got there, this old guy, Dave Blakey, he used to have hard toe ends, on his boots.
Oh no!
He did there. Yeah. That's going back a bit, that, right? So he says to me, Neil, have you got a minute? I said, yeah. He said, when you get here, son, he says, don't be surprised. I said, what do you mean? It's on reserve game, isn't it? He said, yeah, but don't be surprised. We turned round the corner. There were 14,500 for a reserve match.
There?
Geordies. They were
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. They just love it, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really pleased for them as well, because they're great supporters. Over the years, Neil, they've the trophies.
Yeah.
I remember playing the '98 Cup final. Then they got to the Cup final the following year, but they just haven't won that trophy, have they? So they must be so excited about the future of the club.
And it's good for the Premier League, right, isn't it?
Absolutely. Who would you be your top 4 now, Neil? If you, we've got another week before it starts. Boxing Day starts.
I'm obviously the top 2. I think I'd put Newcastle in. I think I'd put Newcastle in. And
who's the 4th? Liverpool.
I think it's the first time he's had to work for his job, hasn't he, Jurgen? Because he's done really well. He's had a bad spell, so it'll be interesting coming this last half of the season now with him and Spurs. I mean, Conte can't do much more. They've just got to win something, Conte. I mean, it's not great to watch, but he's a winner. So I'd like to see Tottenham win something. I don't think Man United will come forth, but I do think he's getting the job done. But I thought it would take 2 or 3 years. And he's got, like Ronaldo's gone. I think it's the same with the French now, with Deschamps. He doesn't want Benzema back. I think the dressing room's right, and he don't want to jeopardise that now.
Interesting. Ten Hag, are you a fan? He doesn't say a lot, does he?
No, he doesn't say a lot. I mean, he's a hard man. But listen, whoever gets that job, I mean, it's a thankless. I thought they'd need, like I say, 3 or 4 years, because they were miles behind. I think the young lads coming through now have done well. I think he's got Rashford playing really well again. I just think Rashford needed an arm round his arm.
Absolutely, Neil.
Telling him how good he was, because everybody jumps on him, but he didn't. I don't think he got enough love in me. So I think, and I'm glad to see he's doing well. And I think he's the right man for it, but I still think it'll take him a few wins.
Do you know what I'll say it again, right? And but the last time I'll probably ever say this, and Marcus, you're dead right, Neil. And I always remember Bobby Robson saying, "Hey, listen, I know you try to do good things off the pitch, but get your football sorted first, and everything comes after that." And I think Marcus got a little bit distracted.
He did.
Whatever he was doing was wonderful, fantastic, touched a lot of hearts, and it was really fantastic. But his game suffered.
It's too much. Yeah, it was too much. And he knows that, and I think he just needed a bit of a disciplinarian like Ten Hag to come on and say, look, son, you're a good player, but you've got to just concentrate on your football. Yeah.
What do you make of Jadon Sancho? It looks like he's
troubled.
He's gone off Instagram and all the social media sites.
Well, hopefully he's realised that he's got to put his football first. And I think he's another one. The young lads, they get too much. You just talked about I remember with the young kids, like with agents coming in and with young lads and demanding it. And I always said to them, Alan, if you do your football right, money will come to you.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to
Don't chase
it.
it. No,
And
exactly
I think the same with Jordan. I think he's just got to get back. With young lads at that age, they go hot and cold. And you can't maintain. They can't get consistency at that younger age, and at the top level, there's so much looking at you. But he'll come back. I just think he's a good player, but he's another one I think just needs a cuddle.